So yesterday, I just saw season 2, episodes 7 to 9 of Andor, and the way, and just to illustrate how much I love those episodes, I think it's genuinely a contender for best Star Wars content of all time. And that is a very, very high praise because it's got some serious competition in that department. For me, I never thought anything can beat Revenge of the Sith in terms of Star Wars. That's always been my favorite. And I just thought like that movie is just special, and nothing will ever beat it. But my God, the last 3 episodes of Andor, the 3 that I just watched, is just phenomenal. Like I've never seen Star Wars with this much strong writing, you know? Like most of the best Star Wars up until this point, they're all like, the writing is good for sure, but they rely a lot on just being like coolness and spectacle to make it great. And obviously that's good in its own way, right? But to have something be as good as this purely based on strong writing, that is so much harder. And Andor absolutely pulls that off. And yeah, I haven't even gone to like what happened in the episodes. I'm just raving about how good it is. But yeah, it is that good. It's definitely the best Disney Star Wars by far. There's a nice creek here, by the way, and a nice little waterfall. Am I filming it right? Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, that's just to describe how much I like it. Now let's talk about what actually happened in those episodes. So, oh my God, this is so nice. Is the water drinkable? Who knows? Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about. Let's just go from talk about all the stuff I love. Okay, the biggest one clearly is Mon Mothma's Senate speech.
The monster will come for us all!
My God, Andor has always had great speeches, right? Like that's always been one of the best things about the show. One of the signatures of Andor, the show, is great speeches. In season 1, we had Luthen's speech. We had the I burn my life to make a sunrise I'll never see, or something like that speech, and the One Way Out speech from Kino Loy, and Marva Andor's speech at the end, and even the one speech that was kind of bad, that was Cyril's speech, that was bad on purpose, right? Like they even know how to write bad speeches well.
Success. And, justice.
So anyway, Andor has always had great speeches, and we haven't had one of those until in Andor season 2, until episode 9, and man, it was worth the wait, right? Like, this is the only speech of the season so far, and it's by far the best speech in Andor, which is saying a lot, right? Like, I think, yeah, there's nothing more to say. Like, the speech is just amazing. Genevieve O'Reilly deserves an Emmy for that. This is probably one of the best speeches in any TV show I've ever seen. And it's so, it's so impactful. Like, I can't even think of the words to describe it. So, okay, nice waterfall. I like waterfalls. Anyway, and yeah, the entire time, honestly, because of how good Andor's speeches have been, my expectations were pretty high when I heard when Mon Mothma was gonna give a speech. I expected it to be as good as the other Andor speeches, and it still blew my mind in terms of how good it is. It blew my expectations out of the water. Okay, you know what? I need to take a video of this shit. Yeah, Mon Mothma's speech, great. Like, in terms of the content of the speech, like, what she says about truth, when truth dies, that's when evil really triumphs, or something like that. She said it way better than me. But, yeah, like, it's so relevant to the times as well, with all the real life politics going on right now. So, and oh, I think I'm at the sunset place. Hold on. Alright, so anyway, that was a great sunset. I already talked about it in my vlog video. But anyway, back to talking about Andor. So, yeah, Mon Mothma's speech, one of the best, like, TV speeches I've ever seen in my whole life. Right up there with, like, Tyrion's speech in Game of Thrones comes to mind. Like, yeah, in terms of, like, the best speeches in television, Mon Mothma's speech, definitely up there. Okay? And, okay, so that's Mon Mothma. Okay, what else is great about the episode? Let's see. So, Gorman is such a great story. Like, it's such an interesting and such a realistic and interesting and intricate exploration of how propaganda can be used to manufacture consent for unspeakable atrocities. Like, yeah, like, it's so realistic, right? Like, as I was watching that, I was seeing the parallels to real world, current world events. Like, and like, it sent chills down my spine. Like, it was so, like, it almost made me think, like, is it based on current events? Like, it's like, there's so much parallels. That's what it's making me think. And yeah, like, I cannot overstate how great the writing was for that. And when the actual massacre happened, the actual Gorman massacre happened, that was the most tension, the most emotion I've ever felt in a Star Wars project for a long time. And like, Cyril's death is so tragic as well. Like, he's always been a pathetic character, but like, that's what makes it sad, right? Like, his entire life has just been L's after L's, and the moment he sees Andor, like, which was like the start of his downfall, like, the emotion you see in him is so understandable and so well portrayed by the actor and the director and the directing. Everything about that was so perfect. The writing, like, every aspect of that. The writing this good has not been in Star Wars for a long time, in terms of like character work. And yeah, and also Bix and Cassian's breakup, again, that almost made me tear up. And Star Wars never does that, right? But man, it was done so well because like, one thing people always say about Andor is that it's like, they praise Andor for not having any mysticism, anything to do with the Force in it. So when I first saw the Force healer, I was a bit skeptical about where it was going, right? But she was the one that showed Bix that Cassian probably saw through the Force that Cassian had some important role to play in bringing down the Empire. And she probably told Bix, or like allowed Bix to feel it through the Force. And that's what drives her in the end to leave Cassian, when Cassian said he wanted to stop fighting for the rebellion to be with her. And that made so much sense. Like, it's unexpected in a way that makes sense, because because when Andor first started, I was thinking like, okay, surely Bix is gonna die, right? Because I thought, I thought for sure Bix was gonna die, because she doesn't show up in Rogue One, and she's never mentioned in Rogue One, and if she dies, it would be really sad for Cassian. So I thought that would be an appropriate ending for her. But the way they did it, like, and I think they probably knew that, like the writers probably knew that, so they wanted to do it in a way that's unexpected. So the way they used the Force, the way they brought the Force into the show as a way of like, as a reason for Bix to leave Cassian, I think that was just really, really well done, and a really good call, really good decision from the writers. So yeah, so that's another great decision. Like the entire show is just great decisions and great writing. So okay, that's worth talking about. What else? Yeah, pretty much everything else that can be said has been said. Like, it's so great to see Dedra. Like she as she says in the episode, she was just following orders. So she's one of those people who doesn't want to think they're doing the wrong thing, but they excuse themselves. They justify it in their heads by saying they were just following orders, and in the end we see her like mentally break down in that room, and that was so great as well. That's so fitting for a character like that. And again, the writing, directing, and acting just really drives that feeling home perfectly. So yeah, honestly, I can't really describe how much I like Andor. Like, I like those 3 episodes. Like, so far I'm just describing events and saying that, and like explaining that I think they're good, but like in no way does me just describing what happened and explaining why it's good, in no way does that fully express just how much I love these 3 episodes. So yeah, anyway, for anyone out there who thinks Andor is too boring or like too slow, like seriously, just watch this show. Like, this is one of the best pieces of Star Wars content that's ever existed. So yeah, definitely give it a watch. Like, you will not regret it. You have to watch it. Like, if you don't watch it, you're seriously missing out. So yeah, I think more and more, like, the people who initially thought it was slow, like they're hearing all the good stuff about the show and they're giving it a try, and that's good. But yeah, if you're watching this video and you've never seen it before, you're one of those people who thought it's too slow, just go watch it. I cannot emphasize that enough. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that probably wasn't much of a review. It was just like me talking about things that I liked. But yeah, I needed to get that out of my system. Just how great those 3 episodes are. Yeah. Oh yeah. Out of 10, definitely a 10 out of 10. Like, there's no doubt. Like, this is like there's no room for improvement here. I mean, there is, but like in terms of in terms of the feelings it's making me feel, it can't possibly be greater than that. So yeah, 10 out of 10, 100%. So yeah, yeah, that's it. Go watch the show if you haven't.